Hey everyone, it's Rachel again. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create shiny candy lips using the Color Therapy app. If you'd like to follow along, use the search box and search for candy lips. For this tutorial, I wanted to make the lips look as if they were a shiny glazed donut with sprinkles on top. I'll show you how to do it. Alright, so let's start off with the base color. In the hologram palette, I'm using the lightest pink, it's on the second row, and just tapping to fill in the lips. I'm just focusing on the bottom lip. Alright, so now go over to the neon palette and choose the first color on the second row. With the airbrush tool, set the size and opacity at 100 and turn coloring inside the lines mode to off and just spray all over the middle and inside of lips. Now let's just fade that a little bit with the spray tool. Let's set the size at 70 and opacity at 100. So at the top of the lips, just spray a bit so it's going to start to blend into that lighter pink. And then select the purple right next to it in the neon palette. And let's just lower the opacity now to 40. And let's just go ahead and add in a nice purple layer over the top of the lips, fading into that pink. And now select that blue right next to that purple. So it's the third color on the second row, and just spray the very top of the lips with that blue. And let's just make it even more blue. So use that very bright neon blue on the top row. Just add a little bright highlight to the top of the lips. And I just want to make it a tad bit lighter, so I'm using the light blue from the Colorful Metallic palette. Just adding it in again, just a very soft layer on the top. So let's blend it with the smear tool. I'm setting the intensity at 100 and the size about 12%, and just blending those lips down. So I'm just blending those blue lines into the pink, just a little bit. And I'm also going to lower the size down to 1 or so it's a little more subtle, and just continue to blend down. And I'm also just curving those lines towards the opening of the mouth a little bit. Okay, back in the Colorful Metallic palette, I'm using a light pink. So the second color from the right on the second row. Now select the airbrush tool, just the same settings as before, and then just draw a quick little swipe across the middle of the bottom lip. And now go back to the smear tool, and you can use the same settings and just bring some more smear lines, some little lip lines coming down. So they can be either coming up or down. Now let's add a few little drips coming down here. I'm going to be using the fourth color from the right on the second row of the pink palette. And with the airbrush tool, set the size at 50 and opacity at 70. We're just going to spray just right below that pink area, just so we're starting to get a little bit of a shadow. Now with the smear tool, set the size at 50 and intensity at 100. And then you're just going to bring little drip lines coming down. Just draw several. Some can come all the way down off the lip. Some are going to be a little longer than others, or shorter. Now back in the pink palette, select the fifth color on the second row. With the airbrush tool, use size 6 and opacity at 70, and just go ahead and outline all of those little drips that you made. And then choose the fourth color on the second row of the pink palette. Now set the size at 1 and opacity can be 75. And we're gonna just outline those drips one more time, just really focusing on the outer part of those little drips. We're making them look three-dimensional. Now with the fairy dust tool, set the size 1 and opacity at 100. And just sample a pink or purple area of the lips and just spray over the lips in the pink part. And then sample a purple area. You can spray little dots and sprinkles all over there. And then also sample the blue part and then just add in some little fairy dust across the blue part. Now let's draw some shiny parts on the lips, so select the pen tool. Set the size at 2 and opacity at 100. And using white, you're just going to draw a weird wiggly circle on the bottom lip. You can make some of the edges a little bit thicker here and there and just taper them off. Then just do the same thing on the top lip. Another wiggly line. Maybe a little dot here and there. And then with the airbrush tool, size 1, opacity at 60, you're just gonna go ahead and trace that outline you just did. And this will make it look shiny. It's kind of like a diffused glow around that highlight. Now, to make the sprinkles, go to the candy palette and you can use any of those colors from there, and we'll use the pen tool. So the opacity can be at 100 and the size can be, I would start at 27%, and it can vary, it's up to you. And then just go ahead and make little dots wherever you want little sprinkles. Now to make the sprinkles look three-dimensional, let's add a shadow. So use the first color from the pink palette. Just zoom in to one of your sprinkles. So with the airbrush tool, I'm using size at 8 and opacity at 30. So just outline half of the circle on the bottom. And I would just do like two layers of that, and then lower the size down to 1%, and then add a core shadow at the bottom. You can also use white now and just add a little bright highlight in one little top corner. And then you can apply that to all the little candies. Finish it up by shading the rest of the face. You can also add little sprinkles on the face too. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.